no reported cases of coronavirus yet in Minnesota, but experts say it is inevitable that it will come to the state. And one local city is preparing for the scenario. Eric Nelson joins us now with more. Eric?
Yes, Shannon, the global spread of the coronavirus, or COVID-19, is happening at warp speed. Coronavirus knows no boundaries. An illness that started in China could someday infect people here in the northwest suburbs. Maple Grove Fire Chief Tim Bush and his department are trying to stay ahead of the curve. They are bracing for a possible coronavirus outbreak and a crippling pandemic.
In a true pandemic, you could end up with 40 to 50% of your workforce that are sick, or they're caring for sick family members. So we plan for that potential.
Chief Bush is hoping that people take simple, basic steps to avoid getting coronavirus. Washing hands with soap and hot water is highly encouraged. Using hand sanitizers and cleaning supplies is also good. Bush advises cleaning countertops, handles, and other public areas with wipes or sprays. If there is a pandemic, it could result in quarantine situations and force the cancellation of certain activities.
If we start seeing cases of coronavirus popping up in Minnesota, we're going to take direction from the Minnesota Department of Health as to when we start to need to limit some of those activities. You know, and you're talking sporting events, recreational events, things that can be put on hold.
Now, another coronavirus casualty could be the handshake. Some folks are now avoiding that longtime custom for fear of getting COVID-19. New ways of greeting people are the fist pound and the elbow bump. Shannon?
All right, thanks, Eric. The local vote in Tuesday's Minnesota presidential primary nominating contest swung largely to former Vice President Joe Biden. Here's how the results shook out in Hennepin County. Joe Biden narrowly defeated Bernie Sanders with more than 34% to Biden compared to just over 33% for Sanders. Minneapolis and some inner ring districts leaned Bernie Sanders. In the northwest suburbs, however, Biden carried every local House district except one, and that was House District 40B, which includes Brooklyn Center and the southeast part of Brooklyn Park. In that district, Sanders won by 32 votes. Biden easily won in suburbs like Plymouth and Maple Grove. We'll have a complete vote breakdown by district on our website, ccxmedia.org. In conjunction with Minnesota Food Share's March campaign, local nonprofit CEAP is introducing a community challenge. CEAP is challenging neighbors to support their local food shelf by donating food or money. CEAP has a goal of $150,000 and 250,000 pounds of food. Minnesota Food Share will match a proportion of every pound and dollar. So far, CEAP donors have put forward $7,000.
You know, as the economy continues to improve in various ways, you know, there are a lot of families who are still left behind. You know, housing continues to be expensive, medical, a lot of people have medical concerns, and with that comes a lot of instability.
CEAP created an action kit online that showcases the various ways groups or individuals can participate in the challenge. The Food Share campaign runs from March 1st to April 12th. Today's Standout Student is fresh off of Cooper High School's production of Ragtime. But John Brownell is no stranger to the stage at Cooper High School. This senior is this week's Standout Student. It's not unusual for John Brownell to be hanging out near the theater, even if he is crunching calculus backstage. This theater standout is finishing up his career at Cooper High School while taking college classes too.
I'm taking Calc 1, Principles of Chem, Architectural History, and English over at North Hennepin.
That might sound like a hefty course load, but that push to excel in the classroom and on stage is what teachers have come to expect from John.
Passing is not good enough for John, and it's never been, and it never will be. He needs to go above and beyond in everything that he does, so the quality of work that he does is just excellent, always.
Gretchen Wurzer-Palm has been working with John since he was a freshman at Cooper, where he distinguished himself early on as prepared and professional.
The next day at rehearsal, if we'd been running something, a dance number, whatever it was. He was the first to be memorized. He was the first to have the dance number licked. He was the first to be able to help other people. So as a freshman, that stands out to me immediately.
John Brownell continued to stand out in the theater program, like in Cooper's production of Hairspray, where he played Seaweed. John says a friend talked him into trying out for a play in middle school, and he's been hooked since.
I'm passionate about the arts because I feel like it's really cool, and it's a really cool experience to, you know, take a break from everything you're doing in your daily life and get to like come together with people who are also passionate about it and, you know, get to experience that together.
While John plans to study architecture in college, he hopes to always be involved in some sort of theater. He will definitely leave a mark on the program at Cooper.
It's just been a privilege to work with somebody who's so into their craft and into wanting to do the very best of what they put their time into.
This is my way.
It's been wonderful.
John Brownell has options ahead of him for college, too. He says he's been accepted at the University of Minnesota, Pittsburgh, and Virginia Tech. The need for skilled labor is reaching out now to even younger students in hopes of catching their interest before they reach high school. Trade unions who are part of the Minnesota Concrete and Masonry Contractors Association hosted Maple Grove middle schoolers on Wednesday at this event in New Hope. Contractors offered hands-on instruction to show how buildings are made and emphasize the range of careers out there. Organizers say you might not realize that the industry is now using drones and robotics in their work too. Someday, this union group would like to offer this experience to all local middle school students in our area. We've posted more information about this story and others on our website. Go check it out, ccxmedia.org.
The state boys hockey tournament is underway with Class A action. The puck drops Thursday for the Class AA tourney. Maple Grove is in the tournament for a third time, and as Jay Wilcox reports, the Crimson players like their chances.
They've grown up dreaming of playing in the state tournament, and the Maple Grove guys don't hesitate to say how excited they are.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Definitely experience. Past 2 years we haven't been able to make it here, and it's a new experience for all these kids, and yeah, we're enjoying it, making the most of it.
You know, it's really exciting. You know, me last year losing the section final. Ever since then, we've been dreaming of getting back, and we finally did. So it's a pretty good feeling.
Like I told the kids in the locker room before we go out, it's going to be the greatest week of their lives, and they'll never forget about it. And it's such a great event for the state of Minnesota. I couldn't be more excited.
Maple Grove isn't one of the seeded teams for the tournament. They haven't spent any time worrying about that, though.
No, I think this year the tourney's pretty wide open. So, you know, let's go out there and play and see what happens.
It's just a number in front of the team, and it matters who's going to go out there and show who's the best team, and I think we have the opportunity to do that.
Maple Grove drew number 2 seed Blake in the quarterfinals. The Crimson beat the Bears at the end of the regular season in one of their best performances.
I mean, yeah, it's good to have some you know, familiarity with that team. They're a good team, and we're going to have to play our best during that game.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day it does help to see each other, kind of a feeling out process, so to say, and know what each team brings. It's going to be a great game either way. And
Maple Grove is hoping to become a tournament regular, but for these guys it's still a brand new thing, and the chance to see how they stack up with a good field is a thrill. Jay Wilcox, CCX Sports.
Maple Grove and Blake play at 11 o'clock Thursday morning in the first Class AA game. We'll have highlights Thursday afternoon here on CCX News. Unfortunately, injuries are a part of high school sports. One of Maple Grove's best players will be watching the state tournament. Number 9, Kyle Kukkonen, seen here earlier this season, suffered a broken leg in December. Kukkonen was off to a great start for the Crimson, but has had to be a spectator and a supportive teammate down the stretch. It's been hard, but he's excited for his teammates too.
So it kind of helps me as a person and a teammate, kind of be there and be supportive and kind of bring an energy to the bench where like won't always be that way when I'm playing. So it kind of gives you a different perspective. It's a learning experience for sure, but they still let me hang around the bench. I come every practice. So just kind of being at the rink and although I'm not playing, it's enough to kind of be around here. It's a special group of guys, and I enjoy it.
The Heritage Christian Academy girls basketball team looked to take one step closer to a return trip to the state Class A tournament when the Eagles took on Lester Prairie Holy Trinity Tuesday. The Eagles' Kirsten Robbins loses her defender, curls around and hits a 15-footer, and the Eagles lead by 4 in the first half. Robbins leads HCA with 15 points. Taylor Shuck with a steal on the block and races back the other way, splits the defenders and scores. It's a 7-point lead. Shuck with 14 in the game. But the Bulldogs pull within 3 late in the first half. Carol Lee with the 3, 34-31 Heritage at halftime. Second half, off a missed shot, the Eagles' Jordan Allen rebounds and puts it back up for 2. This is a close game throughout, and with under a minute to play, Shuck makes 2 free throws to put Heritage ahead 54-52. With just seconds to go, Lester Prairie has a chance to tie it off the inbounds pass, but the lay-in try falls just short. The Eagles win 54-52. They'll play Mare Lutheran Friday for the Section 4A title in Coon Rapids. That's all for sports. More news in a moment.